You know that feeling, right? That little prickle on the back of your neck when you're walking alone at night? The sense that maybe, just maybe, you're not quite as alone as you think? Well, today, we're diving into a story that grabs that feeling and twists it into something truly nightmarish.
So, this is where we begin, with this simple, impossible sentence. It's a statement that just hangs there, right? It's a classic way to kick off a horror story, because it immediately tells you that the normal rules, they just don't apply anymore.
So let's meet our protagonist, Arya. She could be any one of us, really. Just walking home from work, quiet city street, dim lights. And that's what makes good horror so effective, isn't it? It starts in a world we recognize, in a reality that feels totally mundane, right before it shatters everything.
And just look at how fast this all goes down. In the span of 13 minutes, just 13 minutes, a normal walk home completely unravels into pure terror. Every single point on this timeline marks a new level of horror, a new stage in her ordeal. It's that compression of time that really dials up the panic.
This is it. This is the moment everything changes. She sees her own shadow, cast by a streetlight, totally normal. But then, she sees it. A second shadow, right there beside hers, keeping perfect pace. It has the shape of a person, but when she looks around, the street is completely empty.
I mean, that's the question, right? Your logical brain just starts scrambling for an answer. It's got to be a trick of the light, a weird reflection, anything. But deep down, that more primal part of your brain kicks in, because what you're seeing just completely contradicts reality itself.
So Arya does what any of us would probably do. She tests it. She's trying to rationalize it. She stops walking, and the second shadow stops too. She starts walking again, and it moves right along with her in perfect sync. And that's such a great narrative beat because it systematically destroys every single rational explanation, forcing her and us to accept a really terrifying truth. This thing is intentional.
And this is where the story pivots. This isn't just some weird, spooky thing anymore. This is an active violation of the laws of physics and is focused entirely on her. She's been singled out. She's the target.
And then the movement starts to get truly horrifying. Just look at the comparison here. Arya's walking normally, a steady pace, but the shadow's walk, it's just wrong. It's grotesque. It moves like its feet are literally turned backwards, like it's dragging itself. This is what's called the uncanny valley. It's terrifying because it's almost human, but it's twisted in a way that just feels deeply, fundamentally unnatural.
You can just feel the atmosphere getting thicker, can't you? It's not just a shape on the ground anymore. It's being given a personality. By describing its movement with this delicate predatory grace, the story is turning it from an it into a conscious hunter that seems to be enjoying the fear it's creating.
Okay, so faced with this creeping dread, Arya decides she has to confront it. She needs to know what this thing is. And that decision, well, it leads to the story's first big terrifying reveal. She actually pulls out her phone, and in this amazing moment of bravery, she shines the flashlight directly at the shadow, and its reaction is immediate. Think about it. Light is supposed to make a shadow disappear. But here, it does the exact opposite. It makes it more solid, freezing it in place like an animal caught in headlights.
And as she holds the light on it, she sees it. Right where a head would be, two little white spots begin to glow. Eyes. And not just eyes, she gets the distinct impression of a smile. That's the moment she knows for sure. This thing isn't just following her, it's watching her. And it knows she's terrified.
So at this point, all curiosity is gone. Logic is out the window. All that's left is pure animal fear, and the chase is on. Her fight or flight response just takes over. She turns and she runs, sprinting towards her apartment building, and the only thing she can hear is the sound of her own heart pounding in her ears.
But here's the thing. How do you outrun a shadow? You can't. It doesn't get tired. It's not bound by the same rules we are. It taps into that horrible nightmare logic where no matter how fast you run, the monster is always right there with you. There's no escape.
And then she hears it. A sound that isn't her own frantic footsteps. It's this heavy, dragging sound on the pavement. Tech, tech, tech. It's the sound of that grotesque, backward walk, and just isolating that one unnatural sound makes the whole thing so much more terrifying. She makes it. She scrambles into her building, flies up the stairs, and gets to her apartment. And this moment is such a classic horror move, right? Giving us, the audience, this brief, breathless moment of hope.
this false sense of security, just before dropping the final twist. She slams the door, throws the deadbolt, and just leans against it, gasping for air. And for 1 second, there's this wave of relief. But it only lasts a second. Her eyes drift down to the crack under her door, and her heart just stops. There's a thin, dark shape there. It followed her all the way. The one place she was supposed to be safe is no longer safe.
And then, something impossible happens. The chase outside was loud and chaotic, but this is silent. It's deliberate. A folded piece of paper slides smoothly out from the darkness under the door. The shift from this frantic chase to this quiet, intelligent action is just deeply unsettling.
And on that piece of paper is the final devastating blow. The words, "I don't follow you, you bring me with you." The horror was never just behind her. It wasn't some external monster chasing her. It was something she carried with her the whole time. The entire story just flips on its head.
And that's where the story leaves us. It forces us to rethink everything we just saw. The shadow wasn't a monster chasing a victim. It was an extension of her, a manifestation of something, which leaves us with the truly terrifying final question. What darkness was already inside Arya, just waiting for the stroke of midnight to come out and play?